child and set him in the midst of them.
Why does he not go on?
The color hurts my eyes. It makes them weep by candlelight, and I wouldn't show weak eyes to your father when he comes home for the world. It must be near his time.
Pastor, rather, but I think he's walked a little slower these past few evenings.
I have known him to walk with Tiny Tim upon his shoulder, very fast indeed.
And so have I, often.
And so have I. But he was light to carry, and his father loved him so that there was no trouble. No trouble. And there's your father at the door.
Well, busy my girls have been. You'll be done long before Sunday.
Sunday? You went today then, Robert?
Yes, my dear. I wish you could have gone. It would have done you good to see how green a place it is. But you'll see it all soon enough. I promised him that I would walk you on a Sunday. My child. My little child. I saw Mr. Scrooge's nephew, Fred, in the street today. He saw that I was a little down, you know, and he asked what had happened, on which he is the pleasantest spoken gentleman you've ever heard. I told him. Hardly sorry for it, Mr. Cratchit, he said, and hardly sorry for your good wife. By the by, however he knew that, I don't know.
Knew what, my dear?
Why, that you were a good wife.
Everyone knows that.
Oh, very well observed, my boy. I should hope they do. Heartily sorry for your good wife, he said. If there's ever anything that I can do for you, he said, giving me his card. That's where I live. Pray come to me. Now, it wasn't for the sake of anything he might be able to do for us, so much as his kind way. It was quite delightful. It really felt as if he'd known our time with him and felt with us.
I'm sure he is a good soul.
You would be sure of it, my dear, if you saw and spoke to him. I shouldn't be surprised, mark what I say. You got Peter a better situation.
Only hear that, Peter.
And then Peter will be keeping company with someone and setting up for himself.
Get along with you.
Listen, likely it's not one of these days, but there's time enough for that. But however and whenever we part from one another, I know that we shall none of us forget poor Tiny Tim, shall we? Or this first parting there was among us.
No.
Never, Father.
And I know that when we recall how patient and how mild he was, although he was a little child, we shall not quarrel easily among ourselves and forget poor Tiny Tim in doing it.
Never, Father.
I'm very happy. I'm very happy.
Inspector, something informs me that our parting moment is at hand. I know it, but I know not how. Tell me what man that was whom we saw lying dead. Before I draw near to that stone to which you pointed, answer me one question. Are these the shadows of the things that will be? Or are they shadows of things that may be only? Men's courses, will foreshadow certain ends to which if persevered in they must lead. But if the courses be departed from, the ends will change. I'll say it is thus with what you show me. Ebenezer Scrooge! Oh, no, no spirit am I that man that lay upon the bed. Oh, good spirit, by nature intercedes for me and pities me. Oh, assure me that I yet may change these shadows you have shown me by an altered life. I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year. I will live in the past, the present, and the future. The spirits of all three shall strive within me. Oh, I will not shut out the lessons that they teach. Oh, tell me I may sponge away the writing on this stone.